bring Faf du Plessis in, mate. Yeah, Faf du Plessis just got 100 and pretty good form, Bernie.
Welcome everybody to episode 8 of the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Show, which is proudly brought to you by, or that way, RETRAVISION, ESA Sport. Hope you noticed the new logo, and down Everlast Sports Drinks. Make sure we're getting them in our fridges. Okay, what do we talk about this week? Because there's a hell of a lot that's been happening. Oh yes, there has. A-grade, topsy-turvy season, is it what? We are having upsets galore every single week. There is something happening, expected wins not happening or expected results, and this week was no different. So we'll have a little bit of a chat about that in the results section next. In the other grades, we had some hundreds, we had some fifers, and we had some huge wins and losses as well. Whether it's the couple of weeks before Christmas, whether it was the first weekend of heat, I'm not sure, but dearie me, were there some absolute hidings that went out there. We'll have a little bit of a chat about that later on as well. RETRAVISION Premier T20 cricket action Tuesday just gone at a freezing cold. I mean, it was Baltic cold. You know, at least the players got to run around a little bit. Poor myself and Terry and lovely scorer from Shoalwater, we were absolutely freezing. By the last, I reckon, 10 overs, I know I was actually shivering. I was struggling to actually hold the mic and talk. It was really, really cold. But anyway, Shoalwater v Warmer, we'll have a little bit of a review of that game. What else did we have? We had, oh yes. How did I forget this? One club, we won't mention any names, but I'm sure the scenario will probably tell you what happened and well, which club it was anyway. A certain A-grade captain decided to get married in season. And not only that, he invited half the club to his wedding, and they all went. So that basically meant that this particular club, not mentioning any names, Singleton and Winners, were extremely short this week. And again, because last week they were extremely short, again because said captain decided to have his Bucks turn, which again involved inviting a hell of a lot of his fellow A-grade teammates. So, yeah, if there's ever a fine to be given, I reckon that's a massive one. So, Brad, congratulations on the wedding. But, mate, the timing, whoo boy. Anyway, we had, oh yeah, how did I forget this one? There's some random bloke who happens to present a podcast every now and again. He played a game of cricket on the weekend. He rolled around with the vets at Doubleview, so playing for the Peel Vets in a pretty tight game, although we lost, but a little bit better than my first hitter anyway. We'll just put it that way. Not too bad. And on top of that, we had two young PCA-linked tyros selected in the initial Australian under-19 squad. That's going to be participating in the upcoming World Cup, and I believe that one's in the West Indies somewhere. Barbados it might be. So if these two boys get involved in that, geez, hard luck there, eh? Going to Barbados. So congratulations there to T. Wiley and Corey Wosley for being selected in the initial 37-man squad, I think it is, for the upcoming Under-19 World Cup. So well done and good luck. And you know you've got the whole of the Peel Cricket Association behind you. And I tell you what, I might do my best to get them on the show very, very soon. And lastly, in the introduction here, before we go into our next segment, big congratulations to Tim Hutchison and Sally Hutchison. They introduced new Angus Wolf Hutchison into the world, another boy to the Hutchison household. And I know his parents, Tim's parents, Dave and Jeanette, they'll be absolutely super proud. They are the proudest grandparents on earth. And I know there'll be a lot of people that'll be in the conversation there, but they're the proudest grandparents I reckon I've ever seen. And so congratulations there to Tim and Sally there on introducing young Angus to the world. A father-son recruit to Singleton and Winnians, maybe. Who knows? Dogged little left-hander, little right arm, what we'll call it, off spin, eh? Or who knows? Or maybe just steering well away from this game. Anyway, all that and a whole lot more coming up in the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Show, your Peel Cricket Show, proudly supported by RETRAVISION. Remember, 60-day price promise. It is coming up to Christmas. Where else are you going to go and do your shopping? RETRAVISION. They've got all the gear. They've got all the knowledge. Why would you go anywhere else? We've got ESA Sport, as you can see, for apparel, for coaching. I do know they are hosting some summer holiday coaching for youngsters at Willetton down at Burrendar. So look them up there. And then obviously the Everlast sports drinks, which we should be seeing in everyone's fridge, especially now the weeks are hotting up. It was pretty hot on the weekend. There would have been a lot of electrolytes spilt in the sweat, in the big hundreds and the fifers and all that sort of stuff. So what else would you want? But get that Everlast back in there to rehydrate yourself and get you back up to your peak performance. We'll be back with the next segments after this short break. Okay, just before we move on to the next segment, I just wanted to highlight an upcoming opportunity. I know a lot of adults are probably listening to this show, but school holidays coming up, summer holidays coming up, perfect time for your young kids, especially those aged between, I think, 10 and 18 that want to improve their cricket. We've got the ESA Cricket Sports Camps coming up, and they are on Tuesday the 11th, Wednesday the 12th, and Thursday the 13th of January. The Tuesday and Wednesday sessions go from 9 till 12, and the Thursday session goes from 9 till 1. So it's 3 days inclusive of in the cricket camp, or the cricket sports camp, held at Burrendar Oval, which is the home of Willetton District Cricket Club. And all that for $150. That is as cheap as chips. And for that, they're going to get lunch. They're going to get special guests, special surprise guests every day. And they're going to be high-quality sports stars. They're also going to get a shirt, T-shirt, a cap, a water bottle, one-to-one coaching, fantastic experience. What else would you want? $150 a head. That is an absolute steal for that amount of coaching, for the access to the sports stars they're going to get, plus all the gear and lunch and fun. What else do you want to do? January 11, 12 and 13 at Burrendar Oval in Willetton. For bookings, and they are limited spots. I know they're not going to be the biggest camps, which means that the kids are going to get a really good coach to athlete ratio. So it's going to be fantastic. So bookings at esasportsagency.com.au. So that's bookings at esasportsagency.com.au, or just head to esasport.com.au and follow the links all the way through and get yourself booked on that cricket camp. Having worked on many cricket camps over my journey, I know the value that they can have for a lot of kids in their enjoyment of cricket moving forward. And there's plenty of top-level cricketers that have enjoyed summer holiday cricket camps along the way. So it's just that extra chance to get out there and get some extra coaching and be ready and raring to go for that term one part of the junior season in particular, when that kicks off in term one of 2022. Whew. So the ESA Cricket Sports Camps, January 11, 12, 13 at Burrendar Oval. Make sure you get down. And just a reminder, bookings at esasportsagency.com.au or esasport.com.au. get yourself along to those. Remember also RETRAVISION. Oh, that way, RETRAVISIon. You are not going to get a better price on your electrical goods, your stereos, your speakers, your white goods, and all of that sort of stuff. Think about a nice coffee machine for Christmas for someone. I know, I've just got myself one recently, and it's an absolute belter. It makes a massive difference. So you think a nice coffee machine for someone who likes their coffee, where else would you go but to RETRAVISION? 60-day price promise guarantee. You're not going to get better than that, so get down to RETRAVISION. And Everlast sports drinks. I'm not mucking around. It is getting warm, and one of the best ways to rehydrate and get yourself ready to perform, especially if you've batted first and you made a big score and you need to field for the 50 overs, is get some Everlast back into your system. Okay, it's scientifically proven to enhance your performance. So just when you're starting to feel a bit rough because it is getting warm, get some Everlast in you. And you've got the different sizes. You've got the bigger bottle and the smaller bottle. You've got the 3 flavours. We've mentioned I'll get the bottles and we'll have a quick look at them a bit later on as well. So remember, Everlast sports drinks and clubs. Let's look to get them stocked up in the fridge, okay? So players have got access to them as well. I'm sure that ESA Sport, who are the distributors for Everlast sports drinks, will be able to do a good deal for you and your club. Okay, that's a little bit of a plug for our sponsors. Without them, we don't get anything done. So we're really happy and really proud to be working alongside RETRAVISION, ESA Sport, and Everlast sports drinks. So remember to back the people that are backing you in the PCA. That has been the sponsors' little plug. On the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Show. We'll be back after this. Okay, we are back here on the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Show, and we're about to go through the results. I know this is the part that you've all been waiting for, because rather than read it out yourself, you want to hear my dulcet tones read out the results for you, and you want to hear your name up in lights. And hey, who doesn't like that? Who remembers the days when you used to get the newspaper and you used to look through because you knew you got 30 or 40 and you'd get your name next to the score in the newspaper, the little article, and that little big, and you'd cut it out and you'd stick it in your... Well, anyway, I used to do that. I'm sure there were a lot of people that used to do that pre-my cricket. And pre-my cricket used to be able to lie a little bit as well. Hey, nowhere to hide now. Not only is there my cricket, but hey, there's Frogbox as well. So not only can... I don't know, you can say there's a malfunction with my cricket and they can't look it up. There's footage. There's footage available as well. So there's so many more frog boxes popping up. I know a couple of extra clubs in the PCA are getting hold of theirs or have got one now. So it's not only Hall's Head that have got one. There's a couple other clubs that are investing in the technology to allow to promote the club and, hey, get more people out online and enable more people to watch and link in. So sometimes it's not easy to actually get down to the ground on a Saturday or a Sunday or a Friday or whenever you play. But knowing that you can just log in, via YouTube or wherever they're streaming the game through, whichever the club. Where we do it on a Tuesday night with the RETRAVISION Premier T20 League. It's on our YouTube channel, which is, that's it, the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket channel on YouTube, and you get live and exclusive footage every single Tuesday. Rain, well, not rain, but hail, and maybe not that. Freezing, yes, we'll stand out there. We'll sit under there, under the marquee, freezing our what's off to provide you with ball-by-ball coverage of that fantastic competition. We've got RETRAVISION Premier T20 League action every Tuesday. But back to the PCA. Round 8. Round 8, we're already there. Dearie me. Anyway, A-grade action. Did we see some results? In the first game we're going to have a little look at is Shoalwater Bay versus Hall's Head, and that was at Stan Twite. And in that game there, we had Hall's Head running away 66-run winners there versus Shoalwater. Hall's Head batting first, 5 for 2-1-1, keeping on their batting form. They're batting really, really well this season, and if I had nothing better to do and I wanted to add up all the scores and see which team was on top of the runs charts, I'd be putting a bit of money on Hall's Head. They've got a very, very strong batting unit and consistent batting unit. They are making, their main batters are making runs every single week. This week, it was Michael Chappell's turn again, and he got 72 not out. and he was ably supported by that machine, Jack Manuel, on 34. So he's added to his tally, as did Michael Chappell getting 72 not out. So well done there. And in reply, Showalter could only get 145. Dudley Cortland, 56. Now, I've only noticed his name the last couple of weeks, and he's got a couple of scores. Lucky to watch him play on Tuesday, which we'll have a little bit of a chat about later on. But classy looking player. I think I'll see him making a few more scores. So 56 for Dudley Cortland, but that's about it in 145. The bowlers for Hallshead that did the damage. Anthony Brocate, 4 for 21. That's another little bag for him. I think he's got a couple of other bags in this season. The left arm spinner, I believe. And Scotty Martin just keeps on going. Another 3 for 13 for Scotty there. So well done to Hallshead. They continue on their merry way and just creeping up the ladder, just keeping it nice and quiet on the down low. They're doing really, really well. Okay, the next game. This is the game that was decimated, absolutely decimated. I don't know. Looking at this team, Singleton's team on the weekend, a lot of unfamiliar names in A grade. And Waroona were very pleased to come up against Singleton because they had another quick game. They like their quick games, they do, Waroona. And they gave Singleton a little bit of a touch-up, winning by 7 wickets. Waroona, 3 for 106, defeated Singleton all out 104. Jaden DeRosa did the damage with the ball yet again, 3 for 14. The all-rounders having a very solid season. And young Zach Moody got 3 for 32, so he's having a good season as well. And chasing that down, Brandon Burt obviously had a few other things to do on the weekend, decided let's get this game done quickly. So he got another runner ball 35. And the all-rounder Jaden DeRosa got a little 27 not out as well to help his stats along in the all-rounder status. And they ran away 7 wicket winners there after the disappointment of last week with Waroona. Although the scores might say they won, they lost due to a technicality which we won't go into. But well done to Waroona there. And Singleton, we discussed in the opening segment why that's happened. So Brad Ranford, the new captain, decided to get married in season. I've never heard of that ever. You get married on a Friday or a Sunday or pre-season or post-season, but, middle of the season, and then to take half the club away, that's a fine, I reckon, mate. That's a fine. But anyway, congratulations on the marriage. Good luck with it all and all that sort of stuff. And I dare say the club will be looking forward to this influx of players being available. Anyway, we'll move on to the next game, mate. And the next game we're going to chat about is White Knights Belle Ivis versus Pinjara. And the scores there, White Knights Belle Ivis all out 135. And they were defeated by Pinjara 2 for 138. So well done to Pinjara. They've had a real tough week. We discussed it last week with the vandalism and the damage they've had to their square and the challenges that they've had this year. So well done for them to get up and get it's a big win too. They won by 8 wickets there. So in White Knights, total of 135, which isn't much. Willem de Klerk was the only one that really got anything of note with 28. And that all-rounder, the veteran Jamie Lee, got 4 for 4. Not mucking around there. In the 2 for 138, Jason Pullman got 70 not out, so well done to Jason. And then Jamie Lee chipped in for another 26. So his season's just starting to warm up a little bit. And the race for the all-rounders this year is really starting to hot up. You've got, Corey Tregenza at South Mandra. You've got Jaden DeRosa, who does it week in, week out at Waroona. You've got Jamie Lee, who's starting to hot up now with Pinjara. Tim Hutch has been having a really good season for Singleton. And then the names just keep going. There's all these all-rounders. They're not only making runs, but taking wickets at crucial times and getting their teams over the line. So anyway, Pinjara, 8 wicket winners there. In the next one we're going to talk about, and this is the big one, Warnbro defeated South Mandra. Now, South Mandra, their second loss of the season, in a very low-scoring affair, and having a chat to some of the Warnbro boys on Tuesday night. It was a tough wicket, so the scores actually tell you a little bit about the wicket. It was a bit of a tough wicket, just not quite coming on, keeping a bit low. But anyway, South Mandra were rock and rolled for 112. Matt Holmes is the only one that really did anything, got 28. But the wickets were shared amongst the Warnbro the Warnbro Bowlers, and then they went out and chased it 5 down, so they ended up running out 5 wicket winners. Scott Lersch with 37 not out, and Matt Hill with 3 for 25 for South Mandra. So that's a big win for Warnbro, because they had a bit of a loss as well, and they were starting to really build up some momentum. But what that's just really opened up the A-grade Wiley Cup, the race for the Cup. It's just really opened it up. We'll finish this next game and we'll have a bit of a chat about the table as it stands. And in the last game here, and this was another big win here, bit of an upset, I would have thought. Secret Harbour, 8 for 209, defeated Mandra by 2 wickets, 8 for 208. So 8 for 208, Mandra, they batted first. Tommy Borkwell at 97. He's had a really good, solid season, just building up those scores, and 97, well done. You can look at it as being 3 short, or, mate, you got 97. I know which I'll be looking. You got 97, so that's well done. Reece Powell got 25, and Kyle Jeffrey got 3 for 48. Started like a house on fire first game, if you remember. Got a 6 for, I believe. Not many wickets since, but a good return to form with the ball there, 3 for 48. And in reply, Hilton Hardman, 67. Probably his first real contribution with the bat in A-grade cricket there, so 67, well done there. And Yagan Whaley with 27. Tyrone Rumble, 3 for 48 for South Mandra. For Mandra. So, with all that basically, the way I see it, so South Mandra, I still believe are on top. I'll just confirm that if you just wait 2 seconds while I get it up on our trusty old app. Don't we love my cricket? Yeah, so the ladder looks like this. So South Mandra on top on 36. Hall's Head, as I said, really sneaking up on 35. Waruna, 32. Now, if they didn't lose any points last week, I dare say they'd be on top. So they haven't lost too much ground, but you could argue they'd be clearly on top here. Warnbro in 4th. Mandra in 5th. They were 2nd a couple of weeks ago. Singleton down in 6th. And then Secret Harbour, they're on... Singleton are on 28 points, Mandarin 29, Warnbro 31, Waruna 32, Hall's Head on 35, and South Mandra on 36. That's really tight, the top 6. And any of those sides could take it out, really. And then, Secret Harbour on 23 points, why not? White Knights on 22, again, why not? After that, I think it's a little bit too far to go. But I dare say the top 6 are all in with the show. Any one of those sides, you could easily see being crowned premiers at the end of the season. And 8 rounds in, they have 6 teams at least, if not 7, that are in the running. I think highlights how even the competition is. And that only means we're going to have an absolute belter of a season, which probably means right up to the last round, we're going to have some really good results that are going to really mean something, and every game's going to count for something, which we really hope. The last thing you want is to sort of have a couple of rounds where the results don't really matter. Those games like that could go either way and get really messy, and yeah, we don't want that to happen. Let's keep all this real tight sort of competition going, where basically anyone can beat anyone on the day, and we've seen that already this season. We saw it this week, and we're seeing it every other week. So well done, and keep up the good work. So that's your A grade wrap. Let's get through to B grade, and have we got a result here? Right, we're going to start with Northbound Ivis versus Warnbro. So Northbound Ivis 4 for 220. Defeated Warnbro by 6 wickets, who are all out for 214. Now, in that 220, we had a bit of a chat about this bloke last week in our review of the RETRAVISION Premier T20 League. Vikas Kantra. Vikas, the man, the entertainment machine. Boy, did he put on a show on the weekend. 132 runs. So that is now the new record at Northbound Ivis Cricket Club. 132 off only 107 rocks. 23 4s and 3 6s. Not much running there for the big fella, but I tell you what, that must have been something to watch. He would have just been going from ball 1, 132 off 107. I knew that someone was going to be on the receiving end. He only had to get past 50 or 60 balls, and I reckon he was going to be up and running, and, well, there you go. So, well done to Vickers there. And Steve Burgess got 35 not out, just, keeps on keeping on, like good Taubman's paint, isn't it? Mitch Cowan for Warnbro got 3 for 65. And in Warnbro's 214 all out, Mitch Cowan, run machine there. So he's the all-rounder there in B grade. 86 off 45 rocks. Something in the water there on the weekend. 18 boundaries. And Ben Hansen, 38. And Burjo with Steve Burgess, 3 for 21 with the ball. So had a good all-round game for him. But Northbound Ivis just keep on their winning ways. And that's a big win for them. The next game we're going to have a chat about is Pinjara versus White Knights Baldivis. Pinjara all out 105, defeated by White Knights Baldivis 4 for 109. So 6-wicket win there for White Knights Baldivis. For Pinjara, only Darren Beard was the only one that got anything of note there with 40. And Anmol got 53 not out for White Knights Baldivis there. So 6-wicket victory there for White Knights Baldivis. Big defeat or big win, depending on which side of the fence you're sitting on here. Mandra, 8 for 187, defeated Secret Harbour, all out 78. So that's a 109-run win. So there's a few of these going through the league this week. So massive results. For Mandra in their 187, Jack Moore got 38, Rob Paulson got 40, and Brad Williams, 5 for 36. Geez, he's running around for Circuit Harbour. The joke there, if you remember, Brad Williams, who played for Victoria, WA, and played for Australia, was at one stage one of the quickest bowlers in the world, and I can say that yes, he was. Being on the receiving end when I used to live in Victoria, playing against him, boy oh boy, he was quick. Secret Harbour all out 78 with Declan Clark at 41. So what was everyone else doing? Aidan Fitzpatrick 4 for 42, and Krish Patel with a nice little Michelle 5 for 17. Well done there, and well done to the Mandra boys for the big win there. Well, Singleton, if they could hardly get an A grade team up, they're going to really struggle to get a B grade team up, and that they did. So Singleton 113, defeated by Hillman 9 for 196. That's an 83-run loss or win for Hillman, depending on which way you want to put it. Jeff Yeaple, 37, was the only one that really did anything for Singleton. And how are these for bowling figures? Brody Kitchen Fitz threw everything at Singleton, including the kitchen sink. I had to. I could not do that. Well done, Brody. Anyway, 7 for 59. 7 for 59. Whew. That's an absolute spell and a half. So well bowled there, Brody Kitchen Fitz. Hillman, 9 for 196. The runs shared. I mean, Ryan Boren Butler got 37. That was a top score in a score of 196. There were 20s and 30s. So everyone that batted got a few runs. And no bowlers really did any damage there for Singleton. Obviously, they took 9 wickets, but that was shared amongst the way. So well done there to Hillman. Hall's Head versus Shoalwater. Hall's Head 6 for 172. They defeated Shoalwater all out 171. So 4-wicket victory there for Hall's Head. And we had James Scales with 49. And Shoalwater, we had Lewis Unaway with 44. And Mitch Felton got 3 for 17 for Hall's Head. So 4-wicket victory there for Hall's Head. C-grade action. We got the first game we're going to have a chat about there is White Knights Baldivis 5 for 232, defeated Shoalwater 8 for 226. A 5-wicket victory there for White Knights Baldivis. The former president, Lee McIntosh, 64, retired. So I don't know what happened there. And Daniel Cole, current president, 69. So well done there, guys. For Shoalwater, Adam Evans got 62 and Darren Hind got 51. So some good batting there by both teams, and one team just outbatted the other effectively. But that looked like that would have been a good, enjoyable game of cricket to watch. You wouldn't expect Singleton to win a game, and they didn't in this round with so many out. So Singleton all out 153 were defeated by South Mandra 3 for 158. So they won by 7 wickets, South Mandra there. In that 153, there were no real scores of note. Bowling-wise, Scott Atkin took 4 for 56 for South Mandra, and Brandon Hill took 4 for 22 for South Mandra. So real good bowling performance there by those guys. And in 3 for 158, Craig Curtis raising the bat with the big 104. So well done there. Great century there, and well done to South Mandra with the big 7-wicket win there. Next game we'll have a chat about is Mandra v North Baldivis. This game was done and dusted within 28 and a bit overs, the whole game. So Mandra all at 9 for 61, defeated by North Baldivis 1 for 65. So Mandra 9 for 61, that took them 20.2 overs, so they were one short, I dare say. And North Baldivis got their runs in 7.5 overs. So very early finish to that game. That's taking what, an hour and a half, I reckon. 2 hours at the most. So what, 12:30 start by at a shower in 3 o'clock. They're either at home or down the pub or back down to their club, their various clubs, and watching some other teams play. So big 9-wicket victory there for North Baldivis. Not much to report in that game. And that wraps up C grade action. We go into D grade action now, and we have a bit of a run fest in this one. So Warnbro 7 for 257 defeated Halls Head 7 for 204. So 53 run win for Warnbro. The run machine this season, Rick Smith, ints with another century, 114. Well batted, Rick. So that's your second century for the season, I believe. So well done. And Reece Wallace got 45 for Warnbro. No Halls Head bowlers did anything of note there. And in reply, Halls Head 7 for 204. So two good scores here. Michael Niven got 66. And Andrew Polkington got 55. So 53 run win for Warnbro there. But a high-scoring game. Two teams making over 200. That's entertaining cricket. Here's another big one. Big result. So Hillman 4 for 300. 4 for 300. They get 300 very often in club cricket. They defeated Pinjara 8 for 115. So that's a 185 run victory. 185 runs. That's huge. In that 4 for 300, Reece Carr, another one raising the bat. 102 off 90 balls, and that's 11 fours and 4 sixes. So well done to Reece there. Jared Black got 77 not out, and Roy Field got 56. So the few batters that got in filled their boots. So they batted very, very well. And for Pinjara, Tom Duxbury was the only one that got anything of note with 54, and the wickets were shared around by the Hillman bowlers. So big 185 run victory there for Hillman versus Pinjara. And in the final game in D grade, we had Waroona. They were defeated by White Knights Baldivis, who made 131. So Waroona all out 117. White Knights Baldivis all out 131. So that was that would have been a bit of a tight game. So 14-run victory there for White Knights. So they batted first, got the 131. Jason Yulden got 41, and in Waroona's 117, Brian O'Donnell got 33, and Adam Briggs took 4 for 15 and did the damage for White Knights to get them their 14-run victory. We move on to E grade action. This is the biggest grade of the competition. Not sure there's... Anyway, I just think the way the sides are broken up, we've got so many grounds, and... there could be teams moving up and down and evening things up. I can't imagine there's too much difference between D, E, and F. Anyway, I'm happy to be standard corrected. Anyway, let's get into this. Halls Head 8 for 149 defeated Secret Harbour 49. So they won by 2 wickets, and that's simply because of the way the system's set up. So Secret Harbour batted first, all out for 49. Nothing really to talk about there. And then Halls Head went out there and just kept batting. 8 for 149. Grant Matthews got 60 not out there. So Halls Head absolutely romped home in that one. White Knights Baldivis versus Warnbro. White Knights Baldivis 7 for 213. They defeated Warnbro by 3 wickets, 7 for 200. In White Knights Baldivis 213, we had Glenn Parise get 82. Now, he's batted 3 times this year, and he's got an 82, a 50, and a 71. Pretty handy scores in your 3 hits for the season. I'd hang him up now, mate. I'd be putting the bat away and say, yep, boys, I'll see you next season. Average of well over 60. I'm not sure what the parameters are at White Knights Belle Ivis for the batting trophy, or the PCA at that for the batting trophy, but he's doing all right at the moment, so well done, Glenn, there. And for Warnbro, 7 for 200. Chris Barbara, yet again, 70 off 47 with 5 4s and 5 6s. Not mucking around there. Again, it's all my tutelage. I'm claiming this one. Helped him through his community coaching course just before round 1. Oh, they actually played. No, it was after round 1. On the Sunday, he turned up very, very sore. Yeah, on a bit of a run of form here. So 70 off 47 with 5 4s and 5 6s. So what about 30, 50, yeah. 50 of your runs there in boundaries. Well done. And Dion Hill continuing a good solid season. He got 40 for Warnbro. The other game we're going to talk about, Northbound Ivis versus Mandra. Northbound Ivis 3 for 169. Defeated Mandra all out 67 by 7 wickets. Chris Spencer got 60. And that's now 350s and 100 he's got for this season. So he's having a real good season with the bat there. And John Lim got 50 not out off 31 balls for North Belle Ivis there. So they ran out big winners against Mandra, 67. Nothing to report in that total there. And in the final game here, we had Shoalwater. They defeated South Mandra. This is a big win again too. So Shoalwater, 6 for 218. Defeated South Mandra, 9 for 81. Russell Chitty, 82 not out. And that's his first hit of the season. How easy is this game for some boys? Just coming out, hardly played, 80 runs here, 350s in a row. And, geez, I can't read my writing. David Harris, 58 in the 6 for 218 for Shoalwater. Bowlers, no real bowlers did anything of note in any of the games there. And the bye in E grade was Singleton. Boy, were they happy with that. They probably wouldn't have been able to field that team. Anyway, let's move on to F grade, the real cricket. Okay, so in the first game, we'll have a chat about Hall's Head, all out 76, and they were defeated by Hillman, who were 3 for 92. So 7 wicket victory there for Hillman. No real scores to really report on there. So we'll move on to the next game. Warnbro 116, all out 116, defeated by White Knights Belle Ivis, all out 190. So 74 run victory there for White Knights Belle Ivis. In Warnbro's 116, Dave Cowan 39 not out. And Hardeep Singh took 4 for 33 for White Knights Belle Ivis. And in White Knights 190, Lewis Sweater got 81. And Brad Rowe took 5 for 27 for Warnbro. So well done there. But White Knights Belle Ivis, 74 run victors there versus Warnbro. And Shoalwater defeated Pinjara by 4 wickets. Shoalwater 6 for 162. Matty Starkey with 47 defeated Pinjara 5 for 147. Riley Arrowsmith, something to talk about here, 91 not out. So he's one of the young under-17s players that's playing a bit of senior cricket as well, because when you're that age, you just can't get enough cricket and you want to play every game that you can. And there's a stage where you switch on and you go, what the hell am I doing? 1 game of cricket a weekend's more than enough. But anyway, well done to Riley. 91 not out. Under 17 player, having a real good season with the bat across every grade. And I believe the last 3 weeks, he's got a 61, 100, and a 91 not out. So pretty sure I was slotting him into a country week team last year when I was doing some stuff for PJCA. And organising their country week. So to see that he's gone on and having a really good season with the bat, well done, Riley. Good stuff. Good to see some young kids doing well. And I believe that is a wrap. That is PCA action for round 8 just gone. Hot weekend, the first real sort of heat we've had in season. And I dare say there'll be a lot of guys who are probably struggling a little bit and might have had something to do with some of the scores. It could be in the coming weeks as well. I dare say there might be a few Friday night Christmas parties for work, breakups, all that sort of stuff. So there might be a few, let's say, rusty, rough heads turning up on a Saturday. Probably with a couple of bottles of Everlast, actually trying to hydrate and rehydrate to prepare for the Saturday's cricket. If I had any advice at all, is play it out to the last ball before the Christmas break. There's obviously a couple of weeks off, 2 or 3 weeks off because of the Christmas break. And then it's a bit weird, isn't it? Because I think you play a week or two, and then you've got a break for country week. So you can actually make or break your season in this period. And the best way to sort of describe it, for those that watch English Premier League soccer, that is, it's December, January where teams make or break their season, because they've got a whole heap of games they play throughout the Christmas period. This is where they put their entertainment show on. And they play a lot of games back to back, and you see results going left, right and centre, and premierships are won and lost in that period. And I reckon, again, I think a premiership can be won and lost in this season, or, well, at least a good spot in the finals. You got to get to the finals, and when you get there, it's anyone's game. But essentially, I reckon this is the point here, December and then the January period. This is where you can get into the finals or play yourself out of the finals. So let's see some really good scores. Let's see some really good wickets and good results, good tight games. We don't want to see the blowouts, boys. But anyway, well done everyone. Well done to the century makers and the fifers and the 80s and the forfers and all that sort of stuff. And that is your PCA Round 8 wrap. We'll be back after this. Welcome back everyone. Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Show, proudly brought to you as always every single week from our fantastic partners in RETRAVISION, ESA Sport and Everlast Sports Drinks. I think it's only fair that we have a little quick wrap-up of the ladies section, which is proudly brought to you by Beyond Bank, the Beyond Bank T20 Ladies Competition. Very, very fortunate to have Beyond Bank on board, and we thank them very much for their support. Just a quick wrap-up of round 6 action for the girls there. Mandra 2 for 132. We had Sharp with 25. Holly Astle, who we all know her, she was on our show. And we've got to get her back on, don't we, eh? With 19. Christensen got 1 for 15. Defeated Secret Harbour 4 for 91. Gryson got 11. Woodley 11. Shiraz 2 for 11. And Sharp 1 for 6. Had a great game. And that was at Rhonda Scarrett Oval. In the next game, we had Pinjara, none for 167. Woohoo! Sirkowski 19, Turner 18, Bernhard none for 6, Roberts none for 8. Obviously no wickets taken there, so some really, really good batting. Defeated Warnborough 8 for 82. Bernhard got 12, Roberts 9, and Moore got 4 for 12. And that was at Ross McClarty Oval. In the next game, Hall's Head 3 for 176. So we had Warren with 19, to Becky with 18, Clow 1 for 28. Defeated White Knights Belle Ivis 4 for 130. Joubert got 23. Harris 16. Bradley took 1 for 16, and Plant took 1 for 22. And that one was played at 80 Road Reserve. And in the final game of the Beyond Bank Ladies T20 League, we had Shoalwater 2 for 74. Chandler got 14. Bidmore got 9. Dorr got 1 for 7. Thompson 1 for 7. And they were defeated by South Mandra, who made 3 for 109. Thompson 12. Good all-round game there. Hunam got 11. Beardmore 1 for 6. Catamol 1 for 12. And that was at Kariba Oval. So that's just a quick wrap-up of the Beyond Bank Women's T20 League, proudly supported by Beyond Bank. Very, very fortunate to have those sponsors on board. So well done, ladies, for your contribution to the competition, doing some great stuff there. Biggest growth area in cricket, biggest growth area in the Peel Cricket Association, and inspiring as many young girls as we can to play cricket as well. Underneath, this Sunday, just a quick Peel Junior Cricket sort of promo. They're having a Girls Gala Day down at, I should know this, Anyway, you can look it up. You can look it up on their Facebook page. But they're having a Girls Gala Day. The whole idea is to try to attract more and more girls to the games. It's not only girls that actually play cricket currently. They're actually having like a bring a friend day as well. So they're trying to encourage as many young girls to come along and have a bit of fun. It's a whole heap of cricket activities, as well as other fun activities. Just trying to promote the game and try to get more and more girls playing this great game of cricket. So for all of you out there that have got daughters and cousins and friends and all that sort of stuff, why not? Sunday, Girls Gala Day. Like I said, you can look it up. I'll put a link in our show notes here. But you can look up Peel Junior Cricket Association. Your clubs will all have got information anyway. Please encourage as many young girls to get along as you can. Would really love to see the girls section grow. They haven't had the growth that we probably would like to see. And some other areas of Perth have had it, but we as in Peel haven't seen the sort of growth in that space as much as we'd like. And it's not through a lack of work. There are some people doing some fantastic work. They're trying to get more and more numbers up there. And just think the inspiration that the girls would have got on the weekend with our own Perth Scorchers getting over the line in the WBBL and taking out their first Big Bash. It was great to see as a former employee there and had a bit to do with the first couple of seasons of Big Bash, and had to put up, the first three, and had to put up with 3 grand final losses, unfortunately. Or no, 1 semi and 2 grand final losses. They were hard to take, especially one in particular where it was ours right up until the last over or two. Anyway, that's all history. The girls went out and won it, and in front of 15,500 people, of which I know there were a lot of people from Peel Cricket that went along with their daughters and just went as families and just went to watch a good, entertaining game of cricket. And you had some of the best players in the world go out there and do their stuff. So, Gala Day, Girls Gala Day, this coming Sunday. Again, I should know which ground it's at, but I can't remember off the top of my head. It could be at Rhonda Scarrett. Actually, it could be at Rhonda Scarrett at Secret Harbour there. They're going to have a whole heap of stuff there, but just look it up. Your club will have got information. Please do everything you can to encourage as many girls to come along as we can. Okay, so that was the girls section there. That was for our girls who are doing some great stuff in the PCA. That is the wrap for this particular section. This is the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Show, which is, as always, proudly brought to you by RETRAVISION, ESA Sport, and Everlast Sports Drinks. We'll be back right after this. Okay, welcome back, everyone. We're here back on the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Show, and very proudly brought to you by RETRAVISION in particular, because we're going to chat all things RETRAVISION Premier T20 League. And this Tuesday past was a really, really good game of cricket, really good game, which highlighted some excellent fielding. I wanted to really put that one out off the bat. Both sides fielded very, very well. The boundary riders in particular, I tell you what, some of the strongest arms going around in PCA cricket, no doubt. There was some really, really good cricket. Both teams really wanted to win this, really fought it out. It was a tightly contested game, and the scores in the end probably don't actually indicate how tight a game it was. It was a game full of ebbs and flows, and it was quite entertaining, and if it was warmer, it would have been even better. But I've got to say it again. Surely we're going to get a nice, warm, balmy summer's evening, because the last two have been extremely cold. Put it this way, I've got home and I've still got a little bit of a runny nose, got a little bit of a cold myself. Standing out there, it was freezing. Anyway, let's get back into the cricket action. So Shoalwater versus Warnborough. Shoalwater batted first on a belter. The wicket was an absolute belt. So, tip the hat to the groundsman out there at Pure Reserve. Prepared an absolute belter. It was the same wicket played on the week before. So it just had that consolidated rolling. That's the big one. And, they had a little bit of rain and all that sort of stuff. So it was hard, real rock hard. Good grass coverage, good pace and bounce. So good for everyone. Good for the batters to play their shots. Bowlers were going to get value for bending the back. Really good cricket venue. It really is. And we're very fortunate to have this in our competition and being able to provide such a fantastic competition in the RETRAVISION Premier T20 League, which is proudly supported by RETRAVISION. So anyway, 9 for 131. That could have been a lot more because Corey Wosley was one of the one of the players playing for Shoalwater. He plays under 17s for Shoalwater, so he basically qualifies to play for him. And he came out to open the batting, and him and Matt Rose really took him on. So he got 25 off 20, 3 fours and 2 sixes. He was going like a house on train. A house on train. Wow. He was going like a train or a house on fire. There we go. Either of the two. But he was batting really well. And the Warmer bowlers didn't really know what to do at that sort of stage. But when Corey Wosley got out, Dudley Cortland come in. And as I mentioned earlier in this podcast, this first time I've seen him bat, seen his scores, and a very, very classy looking player. I look forward to seeing a lot more runs from Dudley throughout the season. Another left-hander. Something with these left-handers, they all look classy. So he got 17 off 13, and they were really going at some clip. But then the brakes got put on. Gavin Delaney and Kyle Kajalgan, they bowled very, very well. Delaney was inspired by the pitch because, I mean, he's a big, tall, fast bowler coming in from the highway end. And he was getting some real bounce. He was taking on the batters, real good, old school, it's pretty classic Aussie bowling, really, to be fair. Really pushed the batters back, troubled them all on the back foot, and then followed up with some Yorkers. So he's really pushing them back, and then real classic fast bowling. And we saw a couple of guys get bowled with that setup, which is the classic fast bowler setup. But he was fast, he was aggressive, he was intimidating. Really, really good to watch. So that was really impressive. And then Kyle Kajalgan at the other end, perfect foil. Shorter, skiddier, attacks the crease, attacks the stumps, and gave nothing away. So Delaney finished with 2 for 26 off his 4. Kajalkan 2 for 17 off his 4, and they really put the brakes on. And then the wily Kieran Ugle come on with his little offies, and he got 2 for 16 as well. And that really put the brakes on. They took 6 wickets between them in the 9, and it was looking like Shoalwater were going to do well to get 115 even. But Liam Richards, believe a returning junior player for Shoalwater, 37 off 32. He anchored the innings and then really took off at the end. So 37 off 32 with 3 fours and a 6, and really did a really good job to get Shoalwater up to 9 for 131 in the end. So they will probably walk off fairly reasonably happy with that. But at the same time, Warmer would be thinking, yeah, we can get this. With our batting lineup, 131, just over a run a ball on a really good wicket. No excuse. The wind, because it was so cold and the wind was pretty constant, that meant no dew really fell. So other than it being cold, the conditions didn't really change that much. Obviously, you're playing under lights, which for some guys it is different. But I would have thought they'd take 131, especially after the start, because it looked like it was going to be 150 plus. Anyway, in reply, Warmborough never really in the race. They lost a wicket early with Cook trying to take the game on, and he got caught. I got some mail that it was going to be his day. So, it was going to be his day, and we're going to see a bit of fireworks there, and I was looking forward to it, and he tried, but unfortunately he got caught out. So Kieran Ugle sort of held it together with a 33 off 42, and Kane Standing was the other batsman of note that got 48 off 47 with 5 boundaries there, but neither of them could really get going, and the bowling in particular was outstanding from Shoalwater. They should be really proud. Mitchell Smith opened the bowling and bowled superbly, 3 for 21, and that's probably in the last over they probably got a little bit out of him. He was going at 0, like they could not get him away at all. That was real, just experienced head, bowling accurately, giving the batters nothing, changing his pace every now and again. Really good to watch. And he was backed up by young 17-year-old, or might still be 16 even, Mitch Oliver, who was actually playing for Shoalwater this week. He was on the Warmborough list last week. Long story. Have a chat to them the next time you see him in the street. But Mitch Oliver playing, got a cameo bat at the end. He faced about 10 balls and got 7 not out, and did some really smart stuff in regards to trying to get Liam Richards back on strike. And Really showing that he's learning from the great opportunities the young boy gets playing, being in pathway stuff, playing Premier Cricket, going to Wesley College and getting exposed to some real great coaching along the way and some good mentors. So he's learning, and his bowling was outstanding. Leg spinner, come on inside the power play, went for 8 off his 4 overs. None for 8. Didn't take a wicket. Should have got 1 or 2 wickets, no doubt, but bowled magnificently. Had him in all sorts. His accuracy was amazing. Good control of pace. Done a little bit of coaching with Mitch in the past, and he's done a lot of work in the last year or so. And well done to him. Really, really good to watch there. And he was backed up by Matty Skelton, the left armour, the Bjorn Borg lookalike. He's got the long hair going. He had the headband on, and chatting to Terry McNeil, who's doing the great scoring job for the competition, sitting next to me. We were both freezing our you-know-what's off. I just mentioned, does that look a bit like Bjorn Borg out there? And he's probably the only other one that probably knows or remembers who Bjorn Borg is. But, yeah, dead ringer. Anyway, with these little left armers, he bowled well. So between them, 7 overs, none for 19. That's game over. There's just nothing they could really do there, and they just kept losing wickets. So it wasn't those two, but everyone else around them was getting wickets. And then young Corey Wosley, who didn't get many with the bat, got 5 off 5 and got caught on the boundary trying to take on the game. Maybe a little bit too early, but that's been the way he's been playing over the last 2 years, and that kid's been one of the better players in Australia, let alone WA. And that's been backed up with the fact that he's been selected in that 37-man squad, as I mentioned earlier, for the Australian under-19 team. So we wish him all the best there. But he come on at the end bowling his little offies, and he's been working on those a little bit as well. He's one of those kids that can just do a bit of everything. He got 2 wickets in his first over, finished 3 for 12 off his 2 overs, and that was game over. 8 for 112 Warnborough in the end. So, yeah, the score sort of probably indicates that it was a comfortable win for Shoalwater. But I tell you what, that game went backwards and forwards. It was a little bit of a tennis match. The Bjorn Borg, yeah. Come on, give me something. Anyway, so Shoalwater, really good win there. Good to see some young kids doing well. And it was just a really good game of cricket. And the beauty of this competition is it brings on this sort of stuff. They don't get to play much T20 cricket. None of the players do, really. You might play the odd game here or there, but essentially it's a new format. You're playing under lights. You're playing on a good surface, I guess, where maybe on a Saturday you're not quite playing on a good... Or for some players, they're not playing on turf. They're playing more on synthetic or whatever. You get to invite these new players in. You get to promote players up and down and all that sort of stuff. So I can't help but get excited by this competition. And I'm not only just saying that, I really do believe there's something in this and we can make this grow even more. So with the guest players and the returning juniors and all that sort of stuff, it's televised, it's commentated, there's a little bit of interest. I just really think we've got a really good competition on our hands, and I dare say we're going to have some really good games now because we're coming into the second round. So some teams are going to be playing their second game, and they've already had a taste of it. They've got a feel. They know where they're at. They also know it's make or break. So you lose this game, that's it, you're out. And other teams will be thinking, well, geez, we're only a game or two away from playing in a semi and then in the final. And you play because you want to win finals. You want to win cups. You want to win trophies. Let's not beat around the bush. Winning's much better than losing. So you want a good excuse to have a good party, and you want to win it. You want to win the trophy. So the RETRAVISION Premier T20 League is hotting up. I'm not just saying that. That's not just a throwaway line. It is actually hotting up because, believe it or not, next week it's going to be 32 on Tuesday. So that means, I reckon, we're going to have a balmy evening. That means I might not freeze my you-know-what's off. And that means we're going to have an absolute belter of a game. And next week's game is Mandra versus Pinjara. So we're going to have Pinjara back, who put up a great fight against Hillman. And that's going to be, obviously, 7th of December. Action live and exclusive on the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket channel on our YouTube channel. Make sure you're subscribed to it so you know when the games are on. You get notifications when this drops, the Pavilion, the cricket show, the podcast, or the vodcast, or whatever you want to call it. When you get to see me, yeah, it's all about me, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, you get to see that and anything else. So I'll be looking out, and if there's any little bits of footage or something funny or something like that, or hey, if you guys have got anything, if anyone's filming any games during the week or something, you've got any good funny clips, send them through, and we might be able to put them up on our show, or at least on our Facebook page and all that sort of stuff. Look, I've already got a little bit of news from Mandra. Pinjara, we know who we've got because we saw them last week. So unless they go absolutely bananas and I don't know, get a few more recruits or whatever, they're going to have their good solid team, and they had a really good solid game the other day against Hillman. But this is the news I've got from Mandra. So I'll get confirmation, but this is the news I've got so far. So at the moment, their marquee player, their guest player, is going to be Chris Sarberg, who is the current captain of Wanneroo, playing Premier League, WACA Premier Cricket. He's got a bit of Big Bash experience. He played a couple seasons for the Brisbane Heat. At one stage, he was known as one of the best fieldsmen in Australia. Real attacking batter, made loads of runs in WACA Premier Cricket for University last season and the season before. Made some good runs in WA Second 11 cricket, and probably a bit unlucky not to have played some Scorchers stuff and WA stuff, but that's an argument for another day. But he will be a superstar, and I'm looking forward to seeing that. So you want to make sure you're tuning in and watching that. So Chris Sarberg is going to be the guest player for Mandra. That's a bit of a coup for them. If you remember Keegan Nakoka's innings in the first game, Hillman v Pinjara, you never know. We're probably in line for something like that. If he can get in, I don't think we're going to see him get out. He's a really, really good player, really good to see. And they've got some of their returning juniors, because Mandra have got a real good crop of juniors that have gone on to play Premier Cricket. So Jai Donald will be coming back to play. He's playing Rocky Mandra in their seconds at the moment. He's coming off a bit of a fifer. He's got a bit of a frog box special highlights clip running around. Albert Esterhausen as well, young all-rounder. He's coming back to play. And they might have a couple of others. But they're also having a real good season themselves in PCA A grade as well. So they've got some good players at the club. And if you think about it, they could call in Teague Wiley somehow if they want, because he's a former junior of the club. So he could effectively play as well. You never know. So Mandra will have a really, really good side, highlighted by that marquee signing. So you want to look forward to that one next Tuesday. You want to make sure you're on 6:30 p.m. on the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket channel, where you'll get live and exclusive coverage and live commentary of the RETRAVISION Premier T20 League. I think one of the best T20 leagues going around in the state. We're very fortunate to have it in our backyard, so make sure you support it. And if you can't get down there, and hey, why not get down there this Tuesday night? Because it's actually going to be balmy. It's going to be a nice night. You can go there, sit back, relax, get yourself a nice cold drink, and watch some bloody good cricket, because we have had some fantastic games all the way through. And I'm really looking forward to the next game myself. So that's the RETRAVISION Premier T20 League wrap. Proudly brought to us by RETRAVISION. And every other game, including the Premier League, is also brought to us by Everlast here. Now, this is my favourite one here, the Lemon Zest Everlast. And this is the 750ml bottle. So this is the bigger one, and I believe there is a smaller one as well, because that's a lot of drink in one go. But, isotonic, so maximises fluid absorption and energy conversion. Electrolyte replacements, it replaces fluids lost through sweating. We're going to get a lot of that coming up. It's going to be a warm weekend again this weekend, so a bit unusual because we just haven't had the heat. So and great for hydration as well. So good pre-game. Actually good on the Friday night, believe it or not. Hydration starts the night before. That's probably one you probably haven't really understood, but it's hard to catch up. So if you're dehydrated during the week and you're not getting your 2 litres of water plus a day, come Saturday, you're going to be dehydrated. So Friday, get yourself a couple of bottles of this stuff and make sure you have at least 2 to 3. You're going to be hydrated. You're going to be better prepared. You're going to perform better. You're going to sleep better. And I'm not just promoting this. I'm promoting just hydration as a whole. But if you're going to do it, this is the stuff here. And for me, the lemon zest is the way forward. But if the lemon's not your go, you've got the berry blaze here. And you know you've got the right stuff when you've got that champ there on the bottle. Mentioned earlier the ESA sports camp, or the cricket camps. I believe he might be one of the special guests going along. So, not a bad guy to run into. Absolute legend. Anyway, that's the Berry Blaze Everlast. And the final one we've got is the Blue Blast there. Okay, so make sure we're getting the Everlast drinks into your fridge, into the club's fridges, and make sure we're supporting those that support us here at the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Show. Supported by that mob, and that mob. We'll be back to wrap up episode 8 of the Pavilion right after this. Welcome back. Final segment here. Wrap up of episode 8 of the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Show. As always, brought to you by RETRAVISION, SA Sport, and Everlast Sports Drinks. This weekend there's a lot happening. As I mentioned earlier, the Girls Cricket Gala Day, 2 o'clock till 5 o'clock, and I can confirm it is at Rhonda Scarrett Oval, which is the home of Secret Harbour Cricket Club. There's going to be a whole heap of activities there. There's going to be a little bit of coaching, some cricket, some music, some dancing, and all sorts of things there. A lot of the players that play in the Ladies League, the BANK Ladies T20 League, they'll be there as well. At the end of the day, they're the role models for all the young girls we want coming up and coming through. They're a much closer link than the Perth Scorchers girls and all that stuff. Not saying that there might be some player appearances there, so don't think that won't happen, but I think the better role models are actually our ladies that are going out there every Sunday and representing each of the clubs. So if you can, and you know any young girls that might want to get involved or might have been inspired by that Perth Scorchers win last weekend, get them down to Rhonda Scarrett Oval between 2 and 5. Look, I even believe the Mr. Whippy vans are going to be there, and I believe that may even be paid for. So, free Mr. Whippy. That's not a bad reason for getting down to Rhonda Scarrett between 2 and 5. Girls Cricket Gala Day. Let's get behind it. If you're not keen on that and you want to see some old boys run around and play some cricket, veterans cricket all day Sunday at Stan Twyte. So the veterans competition, the over 45 veteran competition that this silly bloke's played a couple of games in, and many others throughout the competition are playing in. Stan Twyte's going to host a whole round this coming Sunday. So Peel are playing somebody. Anyway, they got the first game 9 o'clock in the morning. So that might be hard for some of the boys, and we'll see how that sort of goes. But then there's a game straight after as well. So all day at Stan Twyte, both pitches are going to be in use. A hell of a lot of state representatives playing, a lot of guys that play state over 45s and over 50s and 60s and all that sort of stuff. Some decent cricket, a lot of laughs. It'll be a lot of fun. So if you at a loose end on Sunday and you want to get down and support Peel, but come down and watch some relaxing sort of cricket, get down to Stan Twyte from 9 o'clock on Sunday. There'll be cricket there all day. Country Week nominations, I believe they are closing very, very soon. So if you're keen to get a bit of Country Week action this year, get in and nominate ASAP. So forms are either on the Facebook page, just look for the post about Country Week nominations, or get to the PCA website and you'll follow the links and sign up today. So if you want to be part of Country Week and you want to play a bit of representative cricket, sign up now, because there's a hell of a lot of work that goes into organising everything, as you well know, or some of you may not know how much work goes into it, but to get all the teams organised, accommodation booked, yada, 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 all that sort of stuff. The competition needs to know how many teams to nominate. So essentially, the competition administrator that runs it on behalf of the Country Cricket Board needs to know how many teams to are entering, so then they can set up the leagues, accordingly, and set up fixtures and book grounds and all that sort of stuff. It is a logistical nightmare country week. So if you do want to be part of it, the easy thing to do is just get online and sign up today. So make sure you get it done. And if you know that there's someone else that might have forgotten or you haven't seen their name or whatever, take the initiative and get on their back and get them to sign up as well. Okay, so make Rob Wallace's job a hell of a lot easier, please. Does a lot of work behind the scenes for the competition to allow this competition to continue and give you the opportunity to play cricket. So get online if you want to play and sign up today. And finally, to wrap up, guys and girls and anyone else that is listening, photos, news, any sort of information that can go into either our Mandra Mail article every week. If there's some fun and games that we can go on here on this show, please feel free to just message me and let me know. I'm more than happy to run with it. With our upcoming T20 games, be it this week or next week, or whenever your team's up, if you've got some real good goss or good info on some of the players, again, let me know. It really helps me to sort of promote your club and promote the game and the players and all that sort of stuff. And as I've said every single week, you want to be a podcaster, you want to get involved, could easily get you involved either live in here, we could squeeze in my room here, or we can do this online. There's plenty of other podcasts that are done and hosted over the phone, online, or over Zoom or whatever. We can have a bit of fun with that. So if you want to be part of this, just message me and let me know. Okay, that's been a big show. Probably not as long as the last few, but we've got a hell of a lot coming up. There's still a lot of cricket to come up before the Christmas break, and I've got some really, really smart interviews lined up over the next little bit. Couldn't get anything over the line this week, but you've been spoilt the last few weeks, so you've had to put up with me this week. Anyway, my name's Orazio Santalucia. I feed into your ears this week and every week on the Pavilion, that way, the Peel Cricket Show, which is proudly brought to you by RETRAVISION, ESA Sport. Remember the sports camps. If you've got kids that want to get involved in some coaching in the January holidays, get to the esasport.com.au website and follow the links there. So ESA Sport for apparel, coaching, Everlast Sports Drinks and all the other stuff, and Everlast Sports Drinks. Make sure you're getting some of that down you. Okay, I'm Orazio Santalucia. I'm here this week and every week on the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Show. You've been fantastic, and we'll be back again next week. Good luck.
The Kiwis are back to seek revenge. And there's Willis and Botham and friends. Things are hotting up in the World Series Cup. The game will never be the same again. It's gonna be the greatest show on turf. You can bet your hat you'll get your money's worth. Every ball counts, the tension really mounts. We're out to give them just what they deserve. No one ever knows who'll win, of course, and many a man has shouted himself hoarse. The crowds will all be chanting cricket's national anthem. You know the words, come on, I'll play the chords.